Welcome to the Oiler Wrap-Up. Pleased to be joined by Oiler women's head coach Michelle Durand as they're coming off a 2-0 weekend in their crossover with the GLIAC and wins over Lake Superior State on Friday and Saginaw Valley State on Saturday. And first off, Coach, congratulations. Anytime you can put together back-to-back wins, it's great, and you can do it after a long road trip on top of it, even more impressive.
Thanks. We're pretty excited.
Well, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the Lake Superior State game first. And I think one of the things I really enjoyed about looking at that one is you guys kind of got out there and took control early and never really gave up.
Yeah, I mean, we played pretty well offensively, I think, and we got out to a big lead. We're pretty young, so we got to learn how to kind of stomp on people when we got a lead like that. We kind of let them back into it. But I was proud of how we, kind of, when they made runs at us, we were able to stop them and able to go on runs of our own. So it was a good first game for sure.
Well, you talk about the youth, and you do. You have a lot of new players on this roster, and certainly understandable. But you also do have a couple of veterans out there, and it never hurts to have a Kate Ellis.
Oh, for sure. Kate has really, really worked hard over the summer. I watched how hard she worked, so she deserves everything she gets, and we really, really love having her, obviously.
20 points in the Lake Superior State game, put together another quality performance on Saturday. We'll get to that in a moment, but your overall shooting percentage was impressive to me. I mean, the fourth, it dropped off a little bit, but you kind of had things in control. But most of this game, you guys just shot the ball really well, both from the field in general and from three.
Yeah, I think what was really good about that game is we were making the extra pass. I don't know if you saw on the statistics, we had 21 assists, I think, on 29 made baskets, that's the first stat I like to look at, and I was super impressed with that because we were sharing the ball and we were getting the open shot. And I think when you get open shots, they're higher percentage.
Well, absolutely. And as we talked about several times last year, sometimes it's not just about shots. It's about, as you say, the shot selection, and getting out the right shot in your offense. And you certainly seem to be doing a much better job in this weekend.
We did. We did a really good job of that. We were hitting the open player. It was all within our offense, and I'm very, very pleased with that. We have to keep that going.
Well, we talked about Kate, obviously, but you have 4 players in double figures on the game and then 2 more with 9. So you're also getting a good balance out there too, Coach.
Yeah, and that's, again, another thing that we've tried to emphasize. Kate scored 20, but we had other kids contribute as well, and we really would like to have 5 or 6 people pretty balanced in terms of scoring. So it worked out well for us this weekend.
83-73 the final in the first one. Move on to Saturday. Saginaw Valley State University, you take on the Cardinals, a team that knocked you off last year, but you get a little bit of payback. But this one started a little bit slower than Friday's matchup did.
Yeah, and, again, it was less than 24 hours turnaround. We made the trip from the UP down to Saginaw and got in about 9:30 on Friday night. So, it's a quick turnaround. We didn't have much time to prepare. I think we had a half-hour shoot-around on Saturday morning, and that was our preparation for that game. And Saginaw was a very good team. They're loaded with athletes, a lot of junior college transfers, really sizable, and they pressed a lot. So, probably why we started off a little bit slow, more to do with maybe the turnaround.
But another good thing for a team is the fact that you showed the ability to make some adjustments as that game went along.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought, I think they got a 6-point lead at one point, and we could have let it get away from us, and we didn't. I thought we were really resilient in the game, and that, they got a 6-point lead, we came down and got a score, and then we got a stop, and we did some really good things. I think they pressed us a lot of the game, and we only turned it over 8 times, which is a huge improvement, I think, for us.
You guys kept the pressure on in the second half. You carried that in, and the resiliency, that's something that we didn't necessarily – we saw it in a couple of games, I thought, last year, but the resiliency really seemed to be there for this matchup.
Absolutely. And if you were a fan yesterday, it was a great game to watch. The officials even came up to me and said, wow, this is just a really good basketball game. And it was. And I just really liked how we hung in there, how we We changed a couple things during the game. We ran a little bit of zone. I thought that really gave them a lot of problems. We still tried to attack on offense. It's really was a good game for us.
Well, and you're also showing a little bit of depth in your bench as well. You obviously you have Kate and Janae going 32 minutes each in that one, and Alyssa and Lauren around 24, 25. But you also get some other players in there 16 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and that is able to spell those players so that when they are in there, they can go really hard because they're going to get a little bit of a break, and you're not going to have a lot of drop off.
Yeah, I think our roster is such this year, Tim, that I don't feel uncomfortable putting anybody in the game. We have kids who can play. They're young and they're going to make mistakes, but they're good athletes. They're good basketball players, and I'm not afraid to put them in. And we got to get them some experience. So I would have liked to have not played Janae maybe as many minutes yesterday, and we'll try to not do that as much because I don't want to wear her out. But yeah, I'm really pleased overall with our bench.
So you guys post the 73-66 win, as I said, over a very good Saginaw team. So you're 2-0, and then you back up a back-to-back weekend with another back-to-back weekend as you bring in the Grand Valley State Lakers on Friday and then Davenport on Saturday. Talk about those two matchups, Coach.
Yeah, it's going to be another really, really tough weekend for us. Luckily, it's at home. Grand Valley is going to be a tall order. I'm not sure what they're ranked right now. I know they won their games this weekend. They're probably going to press us. They're huge. I don't think they have anybody under 5'11" right now that I've looked at their roster. They're going to be a very tough matchup with us, to be quite honest with you. But I think it'll be a good challenge. I think it'll be good for us to go through it. They're going to press us the whole game. They're going to get up in us in the half court. We're just going to have to really do a good job of preparing this week. Davenport, it was a lot like us last year. Very young, new coach. So I know she's going to have better players this year. I haven't looked at them on tape yet. But they're going to be, ready to go. They don't have a game on Friday night, and we do. So another quick turnaround, and, we're going to really have to be on it and be able to play a lot of people to get through the weekend.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the great start at the crossover, and we look forward to being with you in Niekamp Arena this weekend.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Tim.
All right. Thank you. Michelle Durand, head coach for the University of Findlay Lady Oilers. Appreciate her time. You've been listening to Oiler Wrap Up, a service of the University of Findlay Athletics.